You know what? I think a lot of people lose sight of the fact that no matter how strong you are as a man, no matter how tough you are, we all need to be somebody's baby.
But I was under at that time, didn't do nothing to keep my name alive. You know what I'm saying? Took me off the website, just left me for dead.
I've been dealing with this man for 5 years. Man, 4 strokes. Man, I don't know what to tell you, man. This shit is crazy. This shit is hard, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no house to live in.
People are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
DMX and Black Rob weren't just rap stars, they were voices spitting raw truths the industry didn't want to hear. DMX went way beyond street talk. He straight up admitted he met the devil and warned everybody about the dark side of the music business.
But the story's already been written. At the end of the day, God wins.
He wasn't just exposing the streets, he was pointing fingers at the ones pulling strings at the very top. Black Rob's story hit just as hard. He had raw talent, respect in the streets, and his own lane, but he wasn't built for those watered-down, radio-friendly tracks. So what happened? Diddy's bad boy label tossed him aside. From there, life spiraled. He got locked up, battled health problems, and drowned under huge medical bills, all while his music money dried up. Both DMX and Black Rob ended up carrying the scars of an industry that eats its own. Their struggles shaped their final years in ways fans never truly saw.
Industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent, it's about playing the game. The industry, real niggas is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry, got your word? Meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, bitches, hate, but I dare you to try to take a f***ing thing off my plate. The industry like, wait! But in the streets, we like, get 'em. 17 up in that thing. Catch 'em sleeping and hit 'em. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down, it's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me, I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt, test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist, I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the f I want because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a f about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you. The industry, I'm sick of this industry shit. The industry playing them like a industry bitch. They tried to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong. Beat, listen to the words in the damn song. But you know what I'm saying? And it basically reflects on my relationship with the industry. This is what it is. Often, my words fall on deaf ears. Just be listening, but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? He'd be like, yeah. Thank you.
Now it's time to break down what really went on behind the curtain. Let's take it back to 2007 when DMX stepped on stage at HBO's Def Poetry Jam and dropped his unforgettable piece, The Industry. That moment wasn't just entertainment, it was a raw warning shot. X peeled back the curtain, exposing how the music game really works, showing how labels push artists to sell out for fame and fast money.
I go with the flow, you know. I'm inspired by life. The game is bullshit, man. The game is. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what the shit is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in.
You could feel the pain and truth in his voice, like he was carrying the weight of every broken deal in the business. But DMX didn't stop at calling out labels or shady contracts. He took it deeper. He spoke about God, the devil, and a spiritual war that most people in the crowd had no idea was even happening. In interviews and tracks, X stayed consistent. The industry's darkness wasn't just about cash or power, it was about souls.
Whenever I went through something, it brought me closer to God. And I stayed in the something. So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard. The attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. That's what it's always been. Joy, pain, dark to light, sun with the rain. With the right perspective, there can be something to gain. Look for the good and the bad, not the sun and the rain.
He claimed some folks in the business were channeling that dark energy, straight up pushing artists to sign away more than just their careers. And here's the wild part. DMX admitted he was offered that same path but turned it down. Instead of bowing, he started warning others about what was really going on. And trust, that refusal came with heavy consequences. Jump to September 2013 when DMX sat down with Dr. Phil. And this wasn't your average interview, it was raw and unfiltered. X opened up about his wild life, the arrests, the money slipping through his hands, and the constant battles inside and outside the music game. He even called out the snakes in the grass, the hidden enemies waiting to trip him up every time he got back on his feet.
Well, I want to take a look at some of the lyrics from your song.
How about I pick the lyrics?
Who We Be. I think you'll like these lyrics. The hurt, the pain, the dirt, the rain, the jerk, the fame, the work, the game.
I like what you said. Yeah. Did it.
The friends, the foes, the bins, the hoes. These studios, the shows. Why don't you just read it? I like the way
shows, it comes and it goes. The jealousy, the envy, the phony, the friendly, the one that gave him the slugs, the one that put him in me, the snakes, the grass, too long to see. The lawnmower sitting right next to the tree. It's right there, just mow that grass and you'll see the snakes.
Yeah.
Then Dr. Phil switched gears and tapped into X's spiritual side. He brought up Lord, Give Me a Sign. And DMX explained that every single one of his albums carried a prayer or some kind of conversation with God. That wasn't by accident, it was his way of fighting back against the darkness.
You've had, I guess I would call it a gospel song, or certainly
gospel song and a conversation with the Lord on every album.
On every album. Lord, Give Me a Sign. I pulled some of those lyrics out. Tell me what these lyrics are and what they mean.
It's a conversation with the Lord. I really need to talk to you, Lord. It's the last time we talked. The walk has been hard. Now, I know you haven't left me, but I feel like I'm alone. I'm a big boy now, but I'm still not grown. I'm still going through it. Pain and the hurt, soaking up trouble like rain in the dirt. And I know only I can stop the pain with just a mention of my Savior's name. In the name of Jesus, devil, I rebuke you for what I go through. We're trying to make me do what I used to, but all that stops right here. As long as the Lord's in my life, I will have no fear. I will know no pain from the light to the dark. I will know no shame, spit it right from the heart, because it's right from the start that you held me down and ain't nothing they can tell me now. Lord, give me a sign.
But here's where it got real intense. Dr. Phil asked about DMX's claim of running into the devil not once, but 3 different times. And X didn't hesitate. He said if you want to understand the world, you got to recognize both sides of it. He knew it was the devil each time because of what was put on the table. Offers that looked sweet at first glance, but always came with a dangerous price tag. And this wasn't just some dramatic TV line either. DMX had already talked about meeting the devil years earlier, back in January 2009, during an interview while serving a 90-day sentence in an Arizona jail. That resurfaced clip only made his story even more chilling.
On every album, a conversation with God.
Yes.
You've had
and a prayer.
And I think you've had
3 conversations with the devil.
3 conversations with the devil. Why with the devil?
Well, to make a fair decision, I think you have to be aware of both sides. And I was approached, so of course I had a conversation. It doesn't mean I rode with him or believed him. I just was able to recognize him by what he said to me and what he offered me. I said, oh, now I know who you are. That's why I stopped talking to him. I've put out 7 albums, but he's only on 3.
I first came to Arizona, man, and I remember one day coming from the studio at 6 o'clock in the morning and pulling over on the highway. Be like 4 cars, just to watch the sunrise. And it was at that point that I fell in love with Arizona. I said, you know what, this has to be God's country. You know, because I'd never seen anything as beautiful as that sunrise. Then I met the devil in God's country. You know, and it's not so much who, it's what, you know, what happens and the things that the devil does. It's not so much a person, even though he acts through people. You know, you can't call one person the devil.
Joe Arpaio?
You know, you can't call any one person the devil. You can't do that because no one person has enough power to be the devil, you know? And, you know, it's through all these hardships that I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacles that the devil would place in my path. And it's by overcoming these obstacles that I realized that this is God's country. Because he helped me get over these obstacles. He helped me get over these hurdles.
Okay, so but when you're done here, when you're out of here,
I'm not looking back.
you're not coming back?
No, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back for a show. I'm not coming back for a visit. I'm not even driving through the states. If I'm in a plane and they gotta fly over it, I'm gonna go around.
DMX once told Fox 10 News about his time in Arizona. At first, he called it God's country because of the breathtaking sunrises. But then he dropped something chilling. He claimed he had actually met the devil right there in God's country. X never named names, but he made it clear that what went down in Arizona burned into his spirit so deep that he swore he would never return. So what exactly did DMX mean when he said he crossed paths with the devil in Arizona?
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give my money.
Was it just a figure of speech, or was he talking about something real? Maybe a powerful person sliding him an offer too dark to accept, a choice between cashing out and selling his soul, or staying true and walking away. One thing's for sure, DMX never shied away from blasting labels and execs for trapping artists with shady deals and indecent proposals. And every time, he doubled down on the same message. He wasn't built to sell out, not even for the biggest bag. So when DMX said he met the devil in Arizona, maybe he wasn't speaking in riddles at all. Maybe it was somebody from the industry sliding him a dark deal. Arizona has always carried this strange energy. Wide open spaces, hidden corners, and way too much room for secrets to stay buried.
Slate at first, and so they do a lot of sensory deprivation, they do a lot of sensory overload, and they switch between the two, and they do out and out torture.
People talk about the sunsets, but behind the beauty, that state has a reputation for shady moves going down in the shadows. Think about it. DMX went out there looking for peace, calling it God's country.
RP, never fully feeling me, so he was like, yo, listen, I got some people I know a lot. And I was thirsty at the time. You know, I started some paperwork with him, you know, not knowing. I was signing a production deal, like sign my life away to this cat. He took me to Puff. They went to Howard together. You know, like if I'd have knew Puff at that, if I'd have knew it would have boiled down to all this, you know, I should have knew better. I went up to the office, you know, it was on 18th Street. I went up there, I spit it out for Puff, had my tape. You know, some cassettes was out, man. So all y'all dudes, man, don't understand how far I'm going back. I'm going back to Max Cell, TDK, started rapping, you know, and he was like, yo, that's hot. Puff was like, yo, listen, man, holler at you, go in the lounge for a little while and come see me. So about 10, 20 minutes later, he came back out like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with you. So from there, man, it was like history after that, man. You know, a couple months later, you know, I got a big check. And I was just in Harlem, man, flossing, man, throughout all the bullshit.
But what if the so-called peace was just a cover for something else? Arizona is filled with those celebrity rehab centers, the ones that promise healing but get accused of isolating stars, pumping them with meds, and even, according to whispers, running programs that feel more like experiments than treatment. DMX checked in and out of rehab spots in the Southwest more than once. So maybe those stays weren't only about addiction. Maybe, just maybe, they were about trying to break him down in ways fans never imagined. Some say those rehab stays were designed to break DMX's spirit, to reset him so he'd stop speaking out. And here's the shocking part. Something eerily similar happened to Black Rob. Born Robert Ross in Buffalo, New York, Rob had been spitting rhymes since he was just a kid, 11 or 12 years old, mostly clowning around, impressing girls with bars. But by the late 80s, his wild side caught up to him and he landed in jail, where fate put him in touch with rapper Tragedy Gaddafi.
MRECForbesDVD.com, gutter music and all that.
Stand up,
Black Rob and all that.
Now listen, when you really rhyme and really do this shit, you got stacks of pads. Look at my guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got the bag. I don't want to go in this shit, but there's mad pads in that bag. That's when you really do this shit, man. Say y'all do this shit, y'all don't really do this shit when it gets stacked up like this, alright? Forbes DVD.
This Black Rob right here, this is case you think we both pads of rhymes.
Running around like you straight up menace. That's the reason why I do dirt with no codeine. So when the people ask you questions, you don't know.
The two became close, and Tragedy convinced Rob to take music seriously. From then on, Rob shifted his whole focus, dropping the street games and chasing the mic. He rebranded himself as Bacardi Rob and linked up with his first rap crew, the Schizophrenics. They never dropped an official album, but the demos proved Rob had raw talent that couldn't be ignored. Soon enough, Rob stepped away from the group and landed in front of Diddy himself. That meeting changed everything. He signed to Bad Boy and was suddenly rapping shoulder to shoulder with the industry's biggest stars.
You know, all the other people up at Bad Boy, nobody reached out to me one time. I don't even care. Because all it takes is a press of the button, Department of Corrections, you know my name, you know my birthday. I used to work here. When I heard that, you know, seeing this Wayne in jail, you ain't come see me, y'all. Like all the years we spent together, like that shit didn't mean nothing to you, dog. Like, you actually think I'm not your man? So that right there told me like, was never my man, ever. You got like 50 employees, man. You ain't even have to write.
But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Black Rob never got pushed to the same heights as Diddy's golden artists. He wasn't built for shiny crossover hits or watered-down pop radio spins. His flow stayed raw, gritty, and straight from the streets, which made him way less profitable in the eyes of a major label obsessed with chart numbers. Still, Rob was a key piece of the Bad Boy puzzle. He brought that rugged New York energy that kept the brand tied to its hip-hop roots.
Man, like some of these dudes out here, these dudes is trash, my man. They crazy trash. Like, it's no creativity, no authenticity. It's no, you don't even have style, swag, nothing. But you're able to spit a couple of words, and the people that you got behind you is able to push that, and it's a big record. You know what I'm saying? See, back then, you had to really be a spitter. Come out with some creativity. Up north, I only listen to like 2 or 3. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Fifth. You know what I'm saying? And probably Banks. Ooh, look who I was hanging with. You know what I'm saying? Big. You know what I'm saying? Locks. Mace. Everybody on that label was gold or platinum. And Puff was looking for something else. You feel me? But, you know, it wasn't never a situation where, yo, Puff, let me know, you got something for us? You know? So I was like, yo, I mean, you know, I got something for you.
For real fans craving authenticity, Rob was the closest thing Bad Boy had to the streets. But his momentum crashed in 2004 when he caught a 4-year prison sentence for grand larceny. And just like DMX, prison flipped his whole perspective. Behind those walls, Rob used his time to sharpen his pen and pour out some of his most powerful rhymes.
This is real serious. You know, I had a stroke.
You had a stroke?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had a stroke. And, you know, but I got over that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got over that. I can show you how to get over that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over that, you know?
But when Rob finally walked out of prison, the music world had already left him behind. And the betrayal waiting for him was even worse. While Rob was locked up, Diddy made his move. He cut Rob's name clean off the Bad Boy website, distanced himself from the drama, and offered zero help with the legal mess.
You didn't even have to write the letter. I had got sick with the kidney. You know what I'm saying? And up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was asking me that I had insurance and all this. Yeah, I had insurance. When I was employed at Bad Boy Records, I had insurance. Oh, well, you need to call them and see what's up with that. So I called them. My lawyer calls them, and they talking about, oh, now we took them off of that. Y'all took me off of that, so I'm supposed to get these meds. man.
And it didn't stop there, and when Rob tried to bounce back, Bad Boy blocked his shine. He claimed the execs shut down his ideas, ignored his vision, and flat out disrespected him as an artist. His career was quietly strangled before he even had a shot at a comeback, pushing him into an early, unwanted retirement. Meanwhile, Rob's body was breaking down. 4 strokes, kidney failure, hooked to dialysis just to survive. And here's the kicker. He lost his health insurance. That coverage he once had as a bad boy artist, gone the moment he went to prison, Diddy snatched it away, leaving Rob drowning in hundreds of thousands in medical debt while fighting for his life.
You took me off the medication shit, you took me off the insurance, okay? Now you're taking me off the website. You don't come see me, you don't write me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need no money, because like I said, I'm always get money. You know what I'm saying? Like my records sell, they sold, so I'm always gonna have some type of money coming in my account or whatever. It was like they said, well, then, all right? Now I'm home, and I should have said, you feel me? That's funny, right? Puff wasn't the one doing the records with me. You know what I'm saying? He was just the last word. Good record. I like that. I want to get on that. It's a good record. You know, he's not in the studio 20 hours, 15 hours with me. Never. There wasn't no love over there, man. There wasn't no love. Like, you know, dudes was just using, like, trying to use me. Like, yo, why I can't get it on Music by Mail? Why I can't get it here? Like, why I can't buy a cassette of this shit? You feel me? It's because Monkers took the shelf. They used the Black Rob report, you know what I'm saying, as a springboard for the Biggie duet album. Puff wasn't doing nothing.
But the betrayal didn't stop there. Diddy even yanked Black Rob's albums from shelves, cutting off the one steady stream of income he still had left. With no royalties coming in and no label backing, Rob was left out in the cold, literally. By 2021, the truth came crashing down. News broke that Black Rob was homeless. The world got a gut punch when DJ Self posted a heartbreaking video of Rob lying in a hospital bed, almost unrecognizable. His voice cracked as he paid tribute to the late DMX, and you could hear the pain bleeding through every word. And then tragedy struck again.
Pain is crazy, man. It's helping me out, though, man. It's making me realize I got a lot to go, man. A lot to go on, man. Oh, man.
How you feel about X?
Oh, man, I feel everything about X, man. X one love, man. Positive. X is big love to X, man. It's all, man.
Just 8 days after DMX's passing, Black Rob also died after suffering a cardiac arrest in an Atlanta hospital. 2 legends gone within days of each other, both barely past 50. DMX at 50, Rob at 52. Their stories weren't just about fame or music. They were about survival in an industry that turned its back on them. They're about survival in a business that chews you up and spits you out the second you stop playing by its rules. DMX and Black Rob both spoke out, both refused to bend, and both paid a price most fans never see. From shady offers in back rooms, to those sketchy rehab centers, to losing their health coverage and even their creative freedom, the system came down on them hard. What they went through exposes the side of hip-hop nobody wants to talk about. Yet their voices never faded. Their music, their interviews, their warnings still echo like alarms meant to wake up the next generation of artists. They weren't just rappers chasing hits, they were truth tellers calling out the traps before others fell into them. And even though their lives ended way too soon, their message is still alive, if you're really listening. Now I want to hear what you think. How did the industry really treat DMX and Black Rob? Do you believe they were silenced for speaking too much truth? Or were their downfalls just tragic coincidences stacked back to back? And here's the bigger question. Do you think artists today are still walking into the same traps? So drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I'll see you in the next one.